Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Figjam, a product designer working in London. In this video, I'm going to talk about my open thoughts before I start day one joining Facebook as a product designer, now known as Meta. So from November the 22nd, I'll be joining Facebook as a product designer on the workplace team. And I just wanted to talk about openly about what are my expectations before joining Facebook, what do I want to achieve there, what are my goals, and why did I choose Facebook, well now known as Meta, as a tech company compared to other jobs, and what are my thoughts of actually choosing them as a company in terms of ethics and morals as well. So if you're new here, be sure to subscribe for future design related videos, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and let's get started. So first of all, I knew when leaving Ford is that I really want to go to a big tech company, mainly because I want to be surrounded by a big design team with lots of seniors to basically elevate and take my learning to the next level, especially on terms of like visual design and product thinking and scaling things. And I feel like big tech companies are a great place to do this, as well as like the impact that you can have is something I was looking for, is like having the impact on working on products where billions of people use them. And I feel like that's a unique kind of environment to be in itself, and the interview processes are very vigorous in these big tech companies, and I feel like the expectation of the designers you're going to be working there should be like pretty cool as well. Like they should be pretty high caliber of designers to learn off of. So the main like goal for me is to basically be able to learn off of like senior designers, as well as like making impacts and try and actually work on something that is more of a positive experience for people. Whether or not that is possible or not, I'll see before I even start day one. This is something that I've got on my mind right now. So the team I'll be working on at Meta is the workplace team. So workplace is like an internal intranet used by businesses. It's basically like Facebook but for internal employees, and the reason I chose this team is mainly because the idea originated in London, the product is based in London, the team's based in London, and for me it's really important to be co-located if I want to be learning off of people. And I guess right now things are virtual and remote, but hopefully the expectation like when taking a role is that you're going to be going into the office, and that is where the main learners for me are going to be found, is going into the office day to day, learning off of people and building those new connections in London. So workplace as well as being like a really cool actual like SaaS product, something I haven't really worked on before, and I feel like it's designed really well. Like being a London based team, hopefully the decisions get to be made a lot faster and you have a lot more autonomy being a London based product. And that was really key for me, because a product maybe like Instagram or like Messenger, a lot of the decisions probably get made in North America. Again, I haven't started yet, so I can't really comment or say if this is true or not, but this is like something I've thought about, is that I want to be on a team where the actual product is like co-located in the UK and you have a lot of autonomy over. And before you even accept a role, I got to interview the manager and talk to the manager, and that was one of the selling points for me. Another big selling point for me for choosing like Facebook and the workplace role is when you talk to the manager, I really got on, and I could see myself actually working on this team, mainly because when I asked my future manager when I started, is that why did you actually want to get into management, and the main answer was that he loves like managing people and he wants to act as a coach and actually get the best out of people. And that's what I'm really looking for my next role, is a manager that is going to basically be my coach and actually elevate me, get me to that next level and support me and provide me with the best resources to training and put me with the best opportunities and coach me to that next level. That's what I'm really looking for, is having a coach around me. Whilst other interviews I've done with other tech companies, I didn't really get the same vibe from certain managers, or I wasn't really feeling some of the products and teams that I was going to be on. So that was a massive selling point for me. It's not just about the product you work on. So I mentioned that I really got on with the manager when I had the chance to interview them, and what are my expectations? If my manager wants to act as a coach, I need to actually have an understanding of what I want to be coached on. And it's something I mentioned earlier, is that I really want to improve on my visual design, as well as have a chance of working on more complex flows and interactions, and increase my product thinking, and have the opportunity to be able to scale products to release to millions of people, if not billions of people. So having that more complex problem solving and improving my visual design product thinking, that's what my expectation is going into Meta. As well as, obviously, it's such a good brand name on your CV as well, because there is in the industry, if you've got a big tech on your CV, people do look up to your views and they hold them to a higher degree. And I feel like, whether this is right or wrong, this is what happens, and is something that I've now got on my CV and I can take advantage on, and I feel like there's only going to be positive benefits from having this on your CV or resume. So one of the last points I'm going to talk about is, what do I think about the ethics and morals of joining a big tech company like Facebook in particular, or now known as Meta? And before I signed the contract, it's so important, if you join a company, is to think about this stuff. You don't want other people to think for you or make your views and make your mind up. And the way I thought about this is that, is there really such thing as an ethical or moral big tech company? Aren't they just really as bad as each other? Some are leaked more in the news than others. Some are more transparent and showcase employees certain information more than others, and that gets leaked more easily. Just because Facebook's in the news every other day or every week, it doesn't mean the things that's happening at Google, Microsoft, Amazon isn't as bad as what's going on at Facebook. It's just that we hear more about this, and we need to actually be more open and less blind for our views. We need to actually think for ourselves, and actually you can also influence change more in the inside compared to being on the outside. And I'm going there for more of a training opportunity to learn off of people, and the people that I've interviewed with and I've met, they're honestly some of the nicest people I've done interviews with and I've talked to, and I feel like there's going to be a lot to learn off of. So whether or not big tech as an industry as a whole is ethical as morals, I think the bigger question you should really be asking. And I feel like it pays well, there's lots of training and opportunities. If you really don't like it, you can leave and find another job. So those are my thoughts about the ethics and morals. So in terms of what I want to actually achieve as a product designer on the workplace team at Meta, is I'd at least want to get promoted once to IC5. I'll be starting as an IC4, so I want to at least get promoted once as a designer. But the main thing I want to do is have a lot of impact and be able to release something that people publicly will recognize and actually use. That'll be something really big, and I think a lot of it's going to be self-confidence as a designer, and really building that and building my name as a designer in the industry as a whole, and coming up with some innovative stuff, as well as just basically building up that massive self-confidence and being able to lead things from start to end at such a big tech company. I feel like that'd be such a big achievement. The last thing I'm going to talk about my thoughts on working on the Metaverse and being at Meta. And I guess when I quit my job at Ford, I went backpacking for 3 months before I started my job, before I'm going to start at Facebook, or now known as Meta. So this whole name change happened whilst I was in Mexico, Costa Rica, backpacking around, and I haven't had too much time to really think about this and understand what this is really about. I only have really a base level of understanding, and I think it's exciting to be working on something so futuristic, and as a designer it'll be cool to be able to shape something like that, like the future of work, what's it going to be like in the Metaverse. And it's about being open and learning as much as possible, and that's why I'm looking to move to a tech company. So I feel like it's going to be exciting, and I can't wait to see what I learn there, and let's see how my views change as a designer as the months go on. So there you have it. Those are my open and honest views before I start day one at Facebook, or now known as Meta. And I really wanted to record this just to see how I change as a designer, how my views change as they progress, as the months or maybe even years go on. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed someone actually talking about their open views about joining a big tech company before they start, and hopefully it gives you confidence and helps you get a bit of a mindset of what you should be thinking about before you accept an offer. So be sure to subscribe for future design related videos, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.